What's going on, people? It's Sunday now, the 23rd, and it just feels right to keep checking in and talking. Really glad that I shared my thoughts about Thich Nhat, or however you say his name, passing. It was good to see your response, and it is important to try to share helpful information. Mindfulness as a practice is helpful. Meditation, sitting or otherwise, because there are many ways to practice meditation besides sitting. You can get to the point where you can meditate while you're working. It's very helpful. I was glad to share my thoughts, to be more, to try to be more clear about my position is that I'm a planetary citizen. I care about each and every one of you. That's very idealistic, but it's my platform and how I'm trying to live. I care about the people who hate me. I love you all. I only had to delete and block one person yesterday. I had been tolerating this person, and then it occurred to me yesterday with their comment, this is purposeless and helping nothing. It's out of here. Okay? To me, it's probably been like this forever, but I put it like this. I think we're at a point where it's obvious that we're on our own as a species. We have no leadership. We have to help one another. We're not getting help. We're just being bled to death, okay? That's what I see. That's what I'm experiencing. Okay, let's keep it moving. I thought I'd show you my t-shirt because it's a Dereck Higgins t-shirt. You've probably seen these before. Soundwave. A friend of mine designed a couple t-shirts for me. I have some of them, not a lot. But if you're interested in wearing one of my getting one of my t-shirts, purchasing, I could use the money. Let me know in the comments, and see, it's not my focus to be always trying to sell you something, but I could. It's the way the world works. It's not what I want to be thinking about all the time. So musically, I just got done playing for the first time in a long time, and this is a very good album. Nektar, Journey to the Center of the Eye. A band that got its took off in Germany, but I understand it was a mixture of fellas. British possibly, American possibly. It's a good album. Nektar, it's like they were on the verge of breaking through big with Remember the Future. Really could have been a big album. It's a very good one. This one I like just as much. I burned myself a copy of this because it's an album that I want. Well, okay, let me put it all together. So, this is an album that is collectible. Andwella's Dream, Love and Poetry. Original copies of this on CBS go for over $1,000. Been after a copy for a while since I rediscovered it. I don't remember seeing this in the record stores when it came out. It might not have ever made it to Omaha. If it did, I missed seeing a copy. I've never seen a real copy, but I just really like that cover. It's a pretty good album. It's really as much pop as it is psychedelia. But I have the album that they made afterwards when they just became Andwella. This album, World's End. It's primarily one guy, Mike Davies, is it? The main songwriter. David Lewis. And this is it's like it's more of a pop hard rock than a progressive rock sound. It's on the Dunhill label, which was a a big commercial label in the 60s and 70s for ABC Records. Mamas and Papas and the Grassroots and bands like that were having big hits on Dunhill. So I can hear the singles on here where they thought they had potential to get it on the radio with this. Maybe it got played. I never heard it on the radio. It's a very good album, though. Very good. And World's End. Here's a couple records that were sent to me by the label, and I've decided to keep them even though when I play them, this is kind of like Dreamtime. It's psych, sludge, stoner stuff, okay? It seems to me it's pretty primitive. Like the people who are playing it just really don't have a lot of skill. But the records are pretty, and between the two of the Dreamtimes I have, I can hear where, okay, I can see, yeah, this would probably be cool live. And for what they're doing, I probably enjoy playing it with them more so than listening to it. But I'm keeping these Dreamtime. These are reissues, but those are some good, cool covers. This one's on pink vinyl. That's cool. Okay, so I was getting into that. You know, I took a break yesterday, and I'm taking a break today from recording or working on anything. My trajectory with the Dave Newhouse piece is to listen until it's like another record in my mind, and that's where the bass will really come together, because I'm still I have work to do to make it really right. So I'm gonna take my time with it, and that's my approach, is to listen until it tells me what I'm really supposed to do. So with that in mind, I spent time on and offline yesterday, like we all do, seeing what's going on with other people. I'd like to share this. I'm seeing and I'm sharing my thoughts. I'm telling people, don't go crazy. Take care of yourselves. People really seem to be having a hard time, and I'm not. The main thing I'm noticing is every now and then I catch myself talking to myself. Okay, and I just need to keep that at a minimum, because I know within regards of Western society and what I understand about the mind, if you talk to yourself too much without talking to others, you will become psychotic. I don't want that. So what I'm saying is, even though I'm in the house here alone, the connection that we have through the internet is really real, and depending on how you use it, can be a lifesaver. I really enjoy my time online, especially since I've endeavored to take on negative, unhealthy energy and unhealthy people. There's no reason for the behavior. You know, showing others that they have problems, okay? I don't mind helping you with your problem if you ask for it, but to just... Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So this check-in is part of how I'm staying well. I have had no company. I've seen no people since Tuesday when I did the recording session. I had no company. And I'm missing Blake and Pat. I dare say that I miss you. We don't spend much time together, Mr. Bullock, but I'm endeavoring to try my best to wait until I receive my home test to find my status. I don't know what it is. I hope I'm negative, but I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is that I'm doing what I need to do to stay sane and fairly imbalanced. I am not feeling alone. I'm not feeling like I'm drifting away. And I'm seeing friends say shit like this on Facebook, and I'm telling them, no. Ask for what you need and do what you got to do. You know, don't go crazy. Someone was showing this online yesterday, and it had been so long I couldn't remember if I still had it or if I had it, but I do. New Order, Ceremony in a Lonely Place. Love that band and what it was all about. And this is the first edition without Jillian. It's got the dead wax that proves it. And this is just really somber and wonderful, both sides. How I Wish You Were Here With Me Now. And I have no problem, obviously, switching genres or music types as I listen. It's like sightseeing or taking a trip, around the city or around the country, going different places. You have different experiences. Listened to this last night. Been it a long time. And this is my second copy. I bought it really early on in the 70s. And then replaced it in 1977 with this copy. Filles de Kilimanjaro. For me, this is another one of those albums where Miles Davis is pointing directions to the future. As much as Bitches Brew, this one is a game changer. Listen to it and you see what I mean. Fantastic album. Here's a compilation, electronic label, Schematic. I don't think it's around anymore. House of Distractions. Matt Moser on here, Richard Devine, Dino Felipe, who I have made a record with, is on here. And this is glitchy and real techno glitchy. The cover graphics are perfect for it, and it's fun. It's enjoyable. I really do like electronic music. Very much. Needed some of this last night. Black Uhuru, Sinsemilla. Saw them once when Michael Rose was still in the band. They just knocked me out. Ducky Simpson, the tall original member, he has such style. So cool, just the way the man moves. He has an amazing voice too, but man, I could just watch him walk around. The man is so damn cool. And Puma, rest in peace. Fantastic, Black Uhuru. Just fantastic. Started to play some of this, and I could only listen to a little bit of it. Paul Horn, Inside Number 2. Now his one that's really famous is this one. The one he recorded in the Taj Mahal, Inside. This is incredible. I use that word a lot, but seriously. Interestingly, I got turned on to that because at the time, public radio was using this music as a pad. And I would be finding myself, what is that? What is that sound? It's amazing. So he made this album afterwards, and it's him with dolphins, okay? And the idea is cool. Only thing I have to say is, since this record was made, the sound of dolphins is, I don't know, it's almost annoying. I've heard it so much. I could only listen to a certain amount of it when I kind of got tired of it. I could hear that there was interaction. It sounded like the dolphins were singing to him as he was playing to them. And that's cool, but only so much. Okay? I did actually look for my Tikhatnan book, and my house is small, and so things are in layers, and so some of my books are kind of like behind stuff, so I couldn't get to it. But Mindfulness, there's nothing secret in the book that you just can't figure out without just really focusing on the overall word, mindfulness. And you can look it up too on the internet. You could probably find some talks here on YouTube by him or any number of people who are talking about higher knowledge and basic wisdom. I'll keep going. Italian band, Transit Express, Priglacit, I think it's how you say this. I think there was an association with, Well, these musicians have played with other folks. I forget, I'd have to look it up. This is Mahavishnu era type fusion. Really good. Good playing, good drumming. A few years a while back, Record Store Day put out the American version of this record by Herbie Hancock that originally only came out in Japan, Directstep. And I like it. When I first got it, I thought it was kind of a throwaway, because one side is this real kind of disco-y funk thing, but I really enjoyed it yesterday, the whole thing. And Butterfly, there's a version of Butterfly on here, different than on Thrust. Very nice. I love Herbie Hancock. Been a while since I listened to Anthony Phillips, one of the original members of Genesis. This was a lovely excursion. Private Parts and Pieces, number, is this 4? A Catch at the Tables. So much of what I love about where Genesis started is always throughout Anthony Phillips' music and playing. Wonderful. Might go until I'm done here because I got a pile. Here's something I took a chance on by reading about it. Franco Leprino, Integrati, Disintegrati. And what we have here is an early 70s solo release by this artist I know nothing about. Was reissued by Wawa, that wonderful label out of Spain. This is wonderful. At first I was thinking, oh, this is kind of like Helden. And then it moved into a whole another realm of its own, taking in orchestral, ambient, keyboard fantasy, as well as guitar fantasy. This is really quite amazing how it's not known. That's what I love about record collecting and discovery. There's just so much incredible music and artistry that is just, you have to look for it. They're not going to, the industry wants your money. They don't want your intelligence. Pekka, from Finland. He was in the band Wigwam. Gone too soon. He was a virtuoso bassist, but as well as an amazing composer. This album, Pewit, however you say it, is almost symphonic, and yet it's mainly just his band. This is wowzers. Good music saves. Good music saves. Last thing I'll say is kind of repeat what's on my mind, which is just looking at how things are going, looking at this whole mess with Ukraine and Russia, which to me is just really senseless. I do understand the history of it, what they tell us, and what I can glean from the media. And it's just really senseless. And it just really makes me even more determined to stay steady with the message that we have to help one another. The game of politics is just completely out of control, and it's not about sanity or about fixing anything or about helping the world's problems. It's really like a really mad cartoon series that's just, it is to me. I look at the real life and it's like a cartoon that is insanely acting like there's going to be a happy ending to this mess when there's no way that it can be, and because of how it's going. So I'll continue to put out my message of we need to help ourselves and be kinder to one another, and really try to put on those glasses like in that movie with Roddy Piper, so you can see through the illusion that really has this planet just going mad. That's where I'm at, people. Take care and stay in touch with me. Talk to me.